Hi folks, Outlaw Shaver here, and today for Sunday's shave we're going to be going with a 1975, what some would know as the Black Beauty adjustable, also I believe known as the Super 84. Anyway, it's the short-handled version. The Super 109 had a little bit longer handle, and I guess if you wanted to compare this to a standard slim adjustable, it's just a tiny bit longer, maybe half a centimeter longer than the slim adjustable. And today's blade is a Super Max Platinum. Let's see if we can get that open there. And on this is the first use on that blade. This is what the package looks like. And I have recently started messing around with these blades, and I like them pretty well. They seem to have a pretty good edge, and they're very smooth as well. And I thought today I'd go ahead and try it in the Black Beauty short handle, and I'll be using that at least to begin with on a setting 4. For an aftershave, a little something I've made up with alcohol, glycerin, witch hazel, fragrance oil, and I'm trying out some formulation on that now. I've had a few requests to, at least with a few of the scents, to match the scent profile on some of the soaps, and that's something at least that's in the cooker right now. I'm thinking about using these small size bottles like this with the small restrictor in the top. They seem to do pretty well for not getting too much coming out at one time. So that is not available yet, but maybe in the near future we'll see how it goes. Still trying to put ideas together on that. So another thing that we'll be using today is white buffalo, and this is scents of gardenia and sandalwood. So that's what I did also here, was gardenia and sandalwood in the aftershave lotion. I've put a little bit of that here in my bowl, smeared it on the side, but this is my excitement right here. I just got this brush, and it is a Atomic Rocket by PAA, Phoenix Artist Accoutrement, and I've used it once briefly just to lather up, and I thought, well, I'm going to try it out on the face and see how it works. I like the little bit longer handle on it. It's got a little bit of faceting here around the edge, adds a little grip right in there. Kind of keeps your hand up out of the bowl and getting leather all the way up on your fingers. So that's what we'll be using there. Another thing I would like to address, I've been getting a little bit of feedback and some questions. No, not really any major complaints with the soaps, but on the labeling, so far I'm not using a waterproof label, and part of the reason in that was to try to keep costs down. And if I was to take artwork to a printing shop, it throws all kind of downtime into it, additionally expense. And right now my method to my madness has kind of been more so what's inside is a little bit more important than what's outside, except that you can read it. And the ability to, first of all, be able to create a scent and get it out quickly, and this is kind of what it's all about to me, you know. And I've got friends here in the shaving community, and I may have a friend that says, "Hey, you know, I like this scent profile, or I want to put this one out. If you would do me that favor," and I'm more than glad to, you know. Yet the ability to be able to do those labels myself and not have to take it to an outsource that takes a lot more planning and time, since I do the artwork myself, as crude as it may be. You know, this is me. You know, I have no one else to blame for the artwork. So, having said that, yes, I am in search of a reasonable source on waterproof type material. You know, a vinyl material that can be laser printed and put on, because I still want to maintain control of my timing with labeling the product, rather than saying, "Oh, you know, I can't send you any right now because, you know, my labels are still hung up in printing or in the mail." You know, if I need to, I can get something out and get it done, and that's why I'm where I'm at right now. These labels will not run. They are not completely waterproof at this time. I mean, the ink's not going to come off of it, but eventually the label may become tattered. I kind of hope that maybe it would at least last long enough for you to use up the soaps quickly, and you know, and then maybe you get another one with a new label. I don't know, but we're going to work on the vinyl label thing so that they are completely waterproof. And I'll go ahead and get started. Get a little bit of water in the brush here. Shake it out. Not shaking all of it out. I like to start a little bit wet sometimes and just go ahead and get it into a leather. One other thing that has been on my mind is I have noticed that on my videos that there is just this one individual who wants to give me the thumbs down. And it's pretty apparent that it's probably the same person every time. I mean, there's just a one thumbs down on it on every video. But in my response to that, I would just like to say, whoever you are, thank you for watching my videos and for taking the time to know that I'm here. And I hope that you are blessed, and I hope that maybe one day that you'll like my soaps, and maybe you'll give me a thumbs up. Until then, if I see more thumbs down from you, that's fine. I just know that you're there watching, and I appreciate you being there and taking your time for that. Anyway, we're kind of getting started off pretty good here. And I think that's probably about what I need. I usually like to try to just to whip this just to where it gets a little bit of a sheen on it, where the peaks will stand and there's a good sheen. I don't know if you can see that or not. Go ahead and wet my face up a little bit. This brush is very soft, and I would say that I probably could even get into the habit of doing a face leather with it. It really doesn't abrade me much at all. So, and it whips up leather like a champ. As you can see, it really didn't take too long to get that going. So, get a little more here in the sink. And we're going to do a first pass. on setting 4 on the Gillette Slim Adjustable Super 84, otherwise known as the short-handled Black Beauty. Now, I don't know if this is fact or if it isn't, or if anybody can verify it. But this black handled razor, although it is still a slim adjustable, seems as though it might have one step, just a little more aggression than the original slim adjustable. Like I said, if I turn, I can't prove that, but it just seems that way to me. If I turn it down all the way on one and I turn the slim adjustable down on one, it seems to have just a little more aggressiveness. So if any of you all have noticed the same thing, you know, maybe let me know, or let me know I'm not crazy, or whatever the case might be. And you may be right, and I might still be crazy. I just want to say thank you for everybody that has taken an interest in my shaving soaps, has taken the time to give their honest opinion. And that's what I've asked for from the very beginning. Don't pat me on the back. Tell me the truth. If I'm falling down somewhere, let me correct that mistake and make it better, and I will do it. It's just a tiny bit of water. Anyway, I really like this scent. It's not a real in-your-face scent. It might seem a little strange that I would put gardenia in a soap for a men's shaving soap, but it's really nice. The sandalwood blends with it really well. It's a soft white floral. Has kind of a balsam creamy smell to it. Very mild, not in your face. I would say it might be almost the next step to not having any scent in it at all, except the scent is there, it's present. It's just not a got your nose type of scent. Very subtle, very non-offensive. Pass 2. And I'm still on a setting 4 here. Because I'm still somewhat going with the growth of the hair. I'd like to do a shout out to Man Shave. Recently he did a video review on the Lewis and Clark scent. And brother, I have to tell you, you're spot on. when you said it smelled like a walk in the woods. And that's kind of what I was thinking when I put it together, and seemed very befitting of Lewis and Clark. I imagine they walked through a lot of woods to get where they were going in their explorations. Can you imagine what it would have been like to travel for weeks, months, years, exploring, recording, writing down, drawing pictures of all the things that you saw that nobody else had ever seen yet? Seems to me like that really would have been some way of life, you know. We're so fast-paced anymore in everything that we do. Cell phones, computers, and don't get me wrong, I like that stuff, you know. But can you imagine a simpler time when people like that walked the face of the earth? They didn't know about 5-minute meals and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Or soap that you can have sitting at your doorstep in 2 to 3 days after ordering it off of your phone over the internet. Good grief, what's the world coming to? We all used to have to either make our own or shave with just water. Or I guess we can go back to the goo in the can. Add a little water. And against the grain. I'm going to turn that down just a tiny bit, down to maybe a 2. About these Supermax blades, I was quite skeptical. They are made in India. I've heard a little war on both sides of the camp about whether they're good blades or whether India produces good blades or not. We all know that Russia puts out some pretty good blades. Israel does too, but the question has been there about the Indian-made stuff. And I got these, and I have to say that they're spot on. They're a very nice shaving blade. They're sharp enough. They're not the sharpest, but they're sharp enough. Along with the mildness of it, kind of remind me a bit of a Gillette Wilkinson sword, which is also made in India. So you never know, maybe they're even made right there in the same plant. So anything going forward, we're going to be having some new labels that are waterproof. And everything everything going forward. Even though if you liked the slickness of this soap before, you're going to like it even more because I've made some improvements on that. And there we have it. I've had a few comments, or at least read some comments, that a lot of guys are pretty impressed with the feeling that it leaves your face with afterwards, and that it doesn't seem to draw your face up. It leaves it hydrated. That's good to hear, because that's my goal. And let's go ahead and try some of this on now. As you can see, it gives just a little bit at a time. And it really doesn't take that much. It's not alcohol heavy, though it has a little. There we go. Sandalwood and gardenia. White buffalo. Get that over here where the camera can see it better. One other shout out I would like to make is to Zach of Shaved Weiss, or Weiss. Maybe that's my error on pronunciation there, but he did a head shave here recently and said that he enjoyed it pretty well. Brother, I appreciate your time and efforts and trying it out, and looking forward to hearing more feedback from you and everyone else. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next go around.